I believe that Caleb Williams should be the first pick.
Number 2, I'm hearing a lot of great things about Caleb Williams.
That talk about Caleb, it's like watching a magician out there.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb Williams is as close to Patrick Mahomes as you can get in this draft.
He's awesome. He is Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar in that regard.
I just think they're making a huge and grave mistake.
It's not too often a franchise gets the opportunity to pick highly in the draft, let alone number 1 overall. And the Bears finally get that opportunity. But with this opportunity the Bears have, a decision we all know who they'll pick in Caleb Williams will either leave the franchise restored or forever scarred. When you think about the Chicago Bears, who do you think of first? I think of the '85 Bears, the great defenses they had, Walter Payton, Mike Ditka, Brian Urlacher. Notice how there's no famous QB. Sure, you could say Jake Cutler or some old timer that was average, okay at best, but they were not elite QBs by any stretch of the imagination for the Bears. The Bears simply have never had a Hall of Fame QB before. And where I'm going with this is that there's enormous pressure on Williams to be that guy, the man to finally end a very long tenure of mediocre quarterback play. He's not just some QB being picked in the later rounds with the hope that he could be something. The expectation is that he is the guy and he will be the guy right away, which in my opinion is dumb no matter who the prospect is. You need to give the guy a few years and have something around him to be able to function, to grow. The NFL is a different beast than college. And it is because of Williams' status and arguably generational talent that the expectations of fans and management will be overwhelming. They've never had a 4,000-yard passer. Never. Even in today's modern football where the passing game is the way to go for offense, it still never happened. Justin Fields promised to do that, but he failed, and he was supposed to be this really good passer of the football. And now with Caleb Williams, he will need to do that right away, being a quote-unquote generational guy. And if he doesn't, then everyone's going to say that he's a bust and compare him to other QBs in the draft that might be doing better as of right now and probably in a better situation, just like what happened to Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Now, how will Caleb Williams restore the Bears? Well, when we look at Williams as a prospect, I see a whole lot of, you probably guessed it, Patrick Mahomes. Why is this? Well, Caleb's special talent is his out of structure playmaking ability, something that is ingrained in everyone's mind about Mahomes. And this isn't me saying that he's going to be Mahomes by any stretch of the imagination, rather me saying that it is a special ability for Williams in the same way that it is for Mahomes. It's just similar ability. And in today's age, it is a very sought after trait in quarterbacks. So this is what teams are looking for. It is what separates Jared Goff from Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. Because think of when the defense presents a perfect coverage or an excellent pass rush or a perfect game plan. What will the QB do? Will he dump it into the flat like Kirk Cousins does? Or will he make a big time throw by maneuvering the pocket, making it out of structure play? A true elite QB will at least attempt to try to make something happen. That is what Caleb Williams brings to the table. And it's something that the Bears never had before in a QB. And I don't even think the Bears need Caleb Williams to win them a Super Bowl to restore the franchise. I think he just needs to be an elite QB to keep them relevant and to hopefully get them deep into the playoffs. Another important thing that Williams brings to the table for the Bears to remember before you head to the comment section and torching for how he paints his nails or how he doesn't want to compete is that the success of the USC team has been rested on Williams' shoulders. All of it. Because USC's defense has been pretty awful while he was there. What I mean is that his experience of going to games, knowing the outcome will come down to him, is huge. Because if you look at JJ McCarthy, for example, his experience in comebacks and carrying the team on his shoulders is pretty limited. He really hasn't had to do that with the amazing supporting cast on offense and defense that he's had in Michigan. Williams, on the other hand, has had a decent supporting cast in offense and a pretty bad defensive group. Because I remember this past year, time after time, being in the gym, working out, and there'd be the TV showing all the college games, and USC would be playing, and the opposing team would be continuously scoring on them, which would lead Williams to having to try and keep pace in these unbalanced shootouts, being forced to drive after drive to push the ball down the field, scrambling around, looking for an option down the field. If they failed to score a touchdown, the offense would be desperate the following drive because the defense couldn't stop anyone, even not good offenses. That is almost an impossible task to ask the QB to do game after game. To do that in big times? Absolutely. That is critical. That's what makes elite QBs elite. But not every other game. And of course, at this time of making the video, the Bears still have Justin Fields, and I know he won't be on the team for much longer, I think. But no matter what, if Justin Fields becomes a superstar or even sees relative success on another team to where it is exceeding the Bears, all the media groups, talking heads, and the league will just pile drive the Bears into the ground on how they made the wrong decision, how they should have seen this happening. And even if Caleb Williams looks like a good QB, with Fields looking great, there'll be enough people saying they should have traded the #1 overall pick, traded down, gotten a motherload of picks, and set the franchise in their eyes to be an almost guaranteed dynasty, which sounds ridiculous, and it is. But you need to remember how social media is and functions, especially of how some Bears fans are on Twitter ready to quite literally revolt and protest the Bears trade Fields away.
Bobby, I don't know who the fuck you are, but why the fuck did we get rid of Justin Fields? Why?
And really, I feel optimistic that a lot more QBs in this draft will have successful, promising NFL careers, and really we shall see. Now, the Chicago Bears offensive scheme should be a lot better with Shane Waldron, and I feel there will be potential for the Bears to go from an annual embarrassment on offense to probably top in the league, given what Shane Waldron has done with his experience in resurrecting Geno Smith's career and leading the Seattle offense to really impressive success. And you can look at the defense having that question mark with intriguing pieces at corner and edge rusher. I still think it's a promising future unit for the Bears. But what about a team that had a promising future as a Super Bowl contender and the favorite to win? How did a team of that stature fall so far from where they were seen to be? The Buffalo Bills had a complete meltdown midway through the 2023 season. Check out the video here.